Welcome to Senior Basketball Analyst. Just trying to give you some, up-to-date, quick content. SI, first of all, news to me, SI still exists. This is Sports Illustrated. This is that thing that when, we were kids, this was that magazine that Dad read, and every now and then would say, he'd read some out of there. As it turns out, Magic Johnson is friends with blah, blah, blah. Like, it was one of those type of things. And before the internet, we obviously, we had there was a huge need for these kinds of publications. Now, Sports Illustrated is just this thing that I go, oh, they have a site and they still exist. Like, there you have it. They're still a thing. Well, they have their top 100, and that was like at the top of my NBA newsfeed. So I said, hey, let me check out and see if they care about the NBA, care about NBA basketball. Let's find out if they do. I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Well, the answer, they don't. So, I'm just scrolling through it really quick, and I'm not going to go to the snubs. And there's a video that plays of people that apparently helped put together this list, and you could tell in the first few seconds they don't know anything about basketball, so he just muted. But, I go through it and I say, okay, Giannis is 100. Okay, 99 is Wes Matthews Jr. I guess that they're saying that Wes Matthews Jr. is, I guess his career is over, I guess is what they're saying. I don't know, but there's no way that Wes Matthews Jr. is possibly a top 5 shooting guard. I don't know that he definitely is, but he's possibly top 5. I haven't done my rankings and haven't gone over the entire league, but Wesley Matthews Jr. is a really good player. There's no way he's 99th in the league. There's no way. Now, maybe he doesn't come back from this, and maybe that's what maybe that's why they rated him here. They don't come out right out and say that. So I'm gonna let that slide and keep moving, right? So I see like Josh Smith's number 96, the NBA's like new whipping boy. Okay. Reggie Jackson 94, JJ Redick 93. If you think that JJ Redick is a better basketball player than Reggie Jackson, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know I don't know how I need to explain that to you, that's not true. I really couldn't tell you. Like, Reggie Jackson is one of those guys. I mean, this is how good Reggie Jackson is. Reggie Jackson, they went after him with Brandon Jennings still on the roster. So they already had a starting point guard, and they went after him and gave him a big contract because they feel like he's that type of player that can be one of your best players on a good team. That's how they feel about him. Right or wrong, Reggie Jackson's in that echelon of player that is people are hoping he can develop into a star. JJ Redick is a spot-up, standstill jump shooter that can't get his own shot, can't guard his man. There's no comparison between the two players. They're not in the same class of player. So to have them ranked near each other makes no sense. Lou Williams is one spot ahead of Redick. Again, like, where are they getting this stuff? And this is the conclusion that you come to when you quickly look at this. They're just randomly throwing players up there. They have Andrew Wiggins, number 91. Then I scroll down, Ricky Rubio is 87. You mean to tell me you think that Andrew Wiggins is not as good as Ricky Rubio? They play on the same team, You could just put their statistics side by side. They are not, again, these are two players that are not in the same tier. They're not in the same tier. And you have the one that's in the much lower tier ranked higher than the guy in the higher tier. Andrew Wiggins is a future star. He's borderline right now, but that dude's going to be a star. He is now the cornerstone of their franchise. They're trying to figure out right now in Minnesota how they're going to get rid of Rubio and the Pekovic contract. That's really what's happening right now. That's what they're going to try to figure out. They're like, man, how are we going to get rid of this dead paper we have on these players that can't stay healthy and can't play when they're healthy? Andrew Wiggins is the guy they're going to build around. Ridiculous ratings. Then Kenneth Faried, one spot above that. I guess he's bad now. And then as I just go forward in this list, it's just, again, well, Here's Thaddeus Young at 75, Danilo Gallinari at number 73. Do you remember the last time Danilo Gallinari was good? I don't. I mean, I don't. And they actually saying here, Denver rested him on the tail end of back-to-backs, though in 19 games in March and April that Gallo did play, he averaged 19 points and 5 rebounds. The dude's not even playing full-time. Look, Danilo Gallinari is a prime example. First of all, when he is playing, it's arguable how good he is because he's a three and finish guy that can't guard his man, doesn't really do anything else other than take a bunch of shots. And he's only really been effective. The most effective years of his career are in those silly Mike D'Antoni teams, which since Mike D'Antoni doesn't coach anymore, I don't know what he's going to do. But the real issue, though, is Danilo Gallinari going to be healthy again? Like, so see, that's what I'm saying. Like, Wes Matthews Jr. has this long career of effectiveness and efficiency, and he has a catastrophic, injury at the end of last season. Danilo Gallinari has not recovered from getting hurt like 2 years ago. He hasn't recovered. So the question, I would argue Danilo Gallinari may not play anymore. Like the years of him being an effective full-time NBA player may be over because he hasn't come back from that injury from years ago. He never came back from it. He's been in and out of the lineup trying to get his rhythm back. Really? What are you talking about? He's better than Thaddeus Young. You would take Danilo Gallinari today over Thaddeus Young? You're crazy. Danilo Gallinari isn't a full-time player. Thaddeus Young is just as effective. He's as effective as Danilo Gallinari was at the height of his career. He's just as effective, except he plays all the games. That's what I say. I'm looking at this, and it's just haphazard names just thrown on the list. They have Timofey Mozgov is higher than Hassan Whiteside. Again, if that's what you think about basketball, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't really know why I should have to explain to you that Timofey Mozgov is not even close to as good a player as Hassan Whiteside. I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know that Timofey Mozgov has a single skill, a micro skill that is better than Hassan Whiteside. Finally, I'll wrap it up with this as I'm just scrolling down this list and seeing dumb thing after dumb thing. They have Monte Ellis on here at 57, and they talk about him, and it's like, you know what's funny? It's funny when you can tell when people are coming up with excuses for the stupid stuff they're saying. This dude's a 20-point-a-game player, right? Now, normally in the NBA, they try to prop you when this guy hits 20 a game. It's like, oh, he's a star, right? Monte Ellis, though, for whatever reason, he's that dude that throws 20 a game on the board every year, and everybody just goes, nope, we don't believe it. We don't believe it. Like, we're looking at like 8 years or whatever it is, and it's like, nah, we don't care. They talk about, they take his advantages in their little paragraph. They take all of the things that he does well and act like they're not important or they're disadvantages. The guys you have ranked around Monte Ellis are Nicholas Batum. They have Nicholas Batum as 55 and Monte Ellis as 57. Again, if I have to explain to you why Monte Ellis is better at basketball than Nicholas Batum, I don't really know what to tell you. I could match Nicholas Batum. Nicholas Batum is around 6'9", maybe 6'8", roughly. Monte Ellis is 6'2", 6'3". There's around a 7-inch difference in their height, maybe 6, right? I could match them up. Nicholas Batum wouldn't be able to post them up. Nicholas Batum, you match them up. Nicholas Batum's going to end the game with about 10 points, and Monte Ellis is going to have 20 to 25. Like, there's no comparison between these two players. None. Nicholas Batum struggles to get his own shot, has no post game, He could catch and fire a three. He could finish on a break. That's about it. He can defend his position ably, but he's got slow feet because he's a bigger, rangier forward. He has slow feet. He couldn't check a dude like Monte Ellis to save his life. And Nicholas Batum wouldn't be able to hurt him. He wouldn't even be able to crash the boards and hurt him because he's not a strong rebounder. He's not strong anything. He's very physically weak as a player. Nicholas Batum and Monte Ellis, you could build an offense around him, which is what Rick Carlisle did last year with Dirk Nowitzki, with a Hall of Famer on the roster. He built his offense around Monte. Nicholas Batum, you don't build anything around Monte. You don't even around Nicholas Batum. You don't build anything around him. You don't even build your defense around him, and that's his strong suit. You can't even game plan, like put him on an island and say, okay, we're going to game plan around not having to double for him. You can't even really do that. Like, comparing these two players, again, like, where are they getting these rankings from? They're just haphazardly throwing players up on the board, and then that's it. So I just wanted to give a response to this nonsense. You know, feel free to comment on it if you care. If you don't, do what I did. Ignore SI. Like, why do they exist? Why is anybody reading this garbage? Me personally, I'm going to close this window and probably never look at SI again. And that's it.